not fair. What's not fair, Ellie? What's not fair?
Fuck's sake.
We just watched
The next 2 minutes, and it's about...
There's a cliffhanger. It's so poetically cliffhangery.
I think we should just skip this one and just go straight to the hot action.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
I'll be back.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
This is the 2-minute Terminator, and we're a bit flustered.
You've joined me at a tense moment.
It's not tense, it's fine.
I'm pretty tense. My nipples are hard.
That's because it's fucking freezing in this studio.
I'm not freezing. I'm warm.
It's episode 40. We made it to the big 4-0, but they don't. You know what they say?
Almost, Ethan. A couple more months.
40 is the new 50. It's episode 40, and we are at minute 80. So that's an hour and 20 minutes to an hour and 22 minutes. Minute 80 to 82. And it's Carl confessing the words "no, never" when Sarah Connor asks, "Have you ever been with a girl?"
They are going to fuck
never.
any minute now.
He is going to come over her cans. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So we see her crying.
And the clip ends with the bit that's annoyed you for the evening, which is just as they go to kiss, it cuts and goes back to the start of the scene. So we're watching each 2 minutes on repeat so we can remember what the fuck we're talking about as we're talking to you, you lovely listeners.
Lovely.
And with that, that's the end of the episode. So, 1 minute, 40 seconds.
Awesome.
Should
Cheers.
we do that as an episode?
Shall we actually? No, we let's try and make it a bit longer.
Yeah, let's give you your value for money.
What do you think of that?
Show.
What do you think of that kiss? Do we think that Sarah's a good kisser from what we can see?
No, because she goes to kiss him, he's like, blah.
No, but he goes in like after. He goes in for another one. If he's never been with a woman, how likely is it that he's kissed a woman?
Before we get to that, Kyle, the manipulative shit. Having said that, she's just as bad because she's like clearly got an agenda.
Massively.
You've ever been with a girl? And she's
And
like,
she
ooh.
runs her hand down his scaly back. Because that gets the girls moist.
Who's the drummer out of Def Leppard? Because that's
the one with one arm.
Yeah, that's whose hair she's got.
Yeah, actually, that's spot on.
Maybe the lead singer. Let's get rocked.
Say that again.
Let's get rocked. Oh no, it's actually let's get rocked.
Get on out now.
Let's go all the way. I don't know the rest of the words. But yeah, that's his hair, right?
I fucking love Def Leppard. That is totally the hair.
Actually, you know what? We've said this in an earlier show, which you haven't seen, but in the late 80s, she was in a series with Ron Perlman, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yes,
where she
you
had
did
that
mention
friend
it.
who was a lion, and he had the Sarah Connor Chewbacca Terminator mullet with a monkey. Sorry.
To be fair, she's got quite a good mouth, Sarah.
Big lips.
Yeah, she's got big lips.
And a crease down the middle.
Yeah,
bottom lip.
Let's give her that.
Yeah.
It's just a shame about the constantly sad eyes she has.
It's just the bone stretcher.
The downward kind of sloping eyes.
Is that scar on Michael Bean's chin real?
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Let's watch Alien and see.
What about the scar on his shoulder that she touches at the start of the scene?
Clearly not real.
Which is clearly the top off a pie. And they just put foundation on it.
Talking of pie, I could really eat. I'm hungry.
You're not eating?
I ate dinner.
I did Nando's.
I know you did.
I bought a 4 platter.
I thought you were working.
No, working tomorrow and the day after. So we need to get as many of these episodes in tonight. Mama.
Da-da.
Blah, blah,
I was just wondering what would happen if I stopped talking.
Dead air. And that's not good for the listeners.
Come on, this is a two-man thing.
Yeah, and I carry it usually.
Oh,
burn!
My face, it burns!
Look at the scar on Carl's back. That's clearly the lid off a pie.
That is definitely the lid off a pie. That's a Ginsters if ever I saw it.
What's a Ginsters, Ellie, for our international?
Ginsters. It's a pie that's meant to be like a traditional Cornish pasty pie.
What's
but
a Cornish pasty, Ellie, for our international listeners?
It's pastry filled with meat and potato and some onions and some carrots. And gravy.
It's in a sense like...
I fucking love a pasty.
It's the same format, I guess, as a folded pizza.
No.
Well,
Because there's a tomato base on a pizza.
no, all right,
And melted cheese.
But I said the form of in the sense that you've got like a flat disc of pastry. You fill it with contents, and then you fold it over on itself, and then you like pinch one side of it.
Dude, my stomach is folding over on itself just listening to you talk about this fucking
face is folding, you ugly gimp. I'm just kidding. No, a Cornish pasty. Did you know what the big husk of the pastry on the edge of a Cornish pasty is? So when the tin or the coal miners were eating, they had something to hold the pastry with. So they're this massive like heel of pastry around the edge that they can hold onto, so they didn't have to touch the actual pasty, the part they were going to eat, with their hands and get it dirty.
And then they'd take it home and beat their wives with it.
Yeah, probably.
For fucking
smoking unfiltered cigarettes and punching your wife around the kitchen because your tea's not top. That's the 1940s. Tea's not top.
Yeah, because we were mining in the 1940s.
Mining for waves.
You sound like you'd be better down a mine. So yeah, we've got the backstroke, we've got the wobbling lip, we've got the tears. She's really pulling out all the stops, isn't she? Yeah. Although she's not taking.
But then he does the worst thing a guy can do.
He tells her he loves her.
Yeah, guys,
my pussy would close up.
Listen to me.
Literally.
If you're ever trying to get a girl,
don't tell her you love her.
You're up to the event horizon of about to kind of like she's gonna commit to it. Don't say something stupid like "I love you."
No, ever.
Even
if you do.
Nah, just don't say it.
I say like I love my mum and dad. But
I love you, sir. I came across time for you.
Well, that's a lie. You came across time for John, really. You carry this for the both of us, you cunt.
I know you're British, but saying the C word on this show is that acceptable?
Of course it's acceptable.
Of course it is.
I'm part of this show. I can say it with a fuck I want.
Yeah, oh god, he just gives this speech.
He almost looks like he's like recoiling when she touches his back. He's like, oh my god, I actually got to nail this chick.
Maybe he likes dudes.
It's a sympathy fuck. He's fucking his mum to get to John.
I was just boning you to get to Skynet.
Would you fuck Kyle? Would you?
Well.
Do you think she's actually attracted to Kyle, or is it because it's like desperate times, desperate measures?
I think it's desperate times, desperate measures.
Is it like Hitler's rise to fame?
I think she's what's that got to do with it?
Desperate times, desperate measures.
What?
Desperate times and desperate measures. When there's a crisis going on, people panic and they'll
everyone wants to fuck Hitler.
Oh yeah, mate, he'd be the kinkiest motherfucker. To the gas chamber.
Oh my god.
It's fine, I can say it. I'm a fucking woman.
No. The reason being, he would smell like a fucking farm.
Oh, I know.
His trousers.
Do you reckon there's a shower in
Come
that?
on, everyone knows this. Has a wino or a bum ever got into a train that you're on in the same carriage, and the carriage immediately fills with that like homeless smell? Not that the plight of the homeless is a terrible thing and stuff, but like if someone who's like a heavy drinker or lives on the streets gets in the same cab or sits in a bus like even 3 seats away.
I once had a really.
It happened to me like 2 days ago on the train. I was like, whoa, and I moved to a different train carriage.
I once had a really horrific experience. I was working in working for this architect's company in Richmond a few years ago. And I used to have to get the train into Clapham and then back out into Richmond, and it was like one of those kind of like overhead trains. And this homeless guy, this Rasta, got on, and he fucking stank. And he went into like the carriage just like ahead of where I was, and then like literally the next stop he got off, and I was like, okay.
He then took a shit in his own hands and drew his name.
Dude, he shit in the fucking walkway. All of a sudden, like, I could just smell feces. And I was like,
big word. What
the fuck? And then I looked at someone else. Like, I looked at this guy that is proper serious businessman with like a briefcase with like a fucking bone handle. Like, looked really proper. And we both kind of looked at each other, and I've looked down the aisle. This fucking homeless man has literally got on this train, taken a fucking Cleveland steamer right in the middle of the fucking walkway and got off in Richmond.
I'm going to do that now.
Oh, God. It smelled so fucking... I was like, first of all, You can only shit like that if you've been eating like really like luxurious fatty foods. It's like a man on the street. How can his shit smell that bad?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure it's a bunch of deciding factors.
Oh man, it was so. Oh god.
Is there anything more to say about this clip, Ellie?
Sorry, I just got lost in a sea of feces. He walks away. He rebuffs her initial sexual advances.
I think he's doing that as a game, though.
Or to think he thought, fuck, I told her I loved her.
No, he's gone, right, got her. Now I pretend to walk in and go, oh, God, it's so tough.
And also, he was telling...
Right, watch this
Excuse me.
kiss. Watch the kiss now. Watch her kiss him. And look at the bungling kiss she gives him.
Well, she's trying to kiss someone that's not necessarily
He's not
going in
responding,
for
though.
the kiss. Again, he's focused. Yeah, but look, he's got lust in his eyes now. Literally, he opens his mouth and it goes back to the fucking...
You wouldn't kiss like that if you were about to have sex. You've never done it before. You'd be like, well, you've seen those Christian wedding kisses when they've never had sex until the wedding kiss. Have you seen those?
Well, it's like Disney kisses. Their lips just lock and they never move.
Or no, the creepy Roger Moore James Bond kiss. Have you seen that?
God, I call him the pink James Bond. He's fucking disgusting.
When he makes his mouth like that, like a bum hole.
Like a bum
And
hole.
you see from the side, they shoot it and his cheeks go in, and he looks like he's actually trying to suck the soul out of the woman, going like fucking Lo Pan in Big Trouble in Little China.
Like the male succubus.
I think the Roger Moore is the creepiest film kiss.
Oh, he's just creepy. I don't like Roger Moore.
Really?
No, I'm not a big fan at all. He
It's
was
a good
my.
Bond,
He was
though.
my. No, he was my least. I always used to call him the pink James Bond.
Hello,
least
I'm
favorite Bond.
James Bond.
I like Sean Connery, man. It's all about Sean.
No, have you watched the Connery Bonds, dude? They don't hold
No.
up. They don't anymore, honestly.
Maybe not anymore, but I used to watch those when I was a kid. I loved them.
Yeah, Roger Moore, man, all the way.
I used to think you were so cool, Ethan.
No, the whole point. The
I
film.
really did.
I grew up with Roger Moore. He was my James Bond, though.
You grew up with him, did you? What, in
Right,
Dudley?
Let's put it this way. Yeah, that's so I know what his kisses are like.
Selling fucking cigarettes to kids out of fucking ice cream vans.
With a posh middle-aged man with sandy-coloured hair
Yeah,
and leisure suits.
totally.
Hello. Would you like a 99 flag?
He was telling Sarah to be all careful with the bombs, and now he's just shoving them into that bag willy nilly.
No, I think this is like.
I reckon that's a metaphor with
a
what he's about to
metaphor
be
for
to her
sex.
pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat that pussy, yeah.
Beat that pussy up. Beat that pussy up. Maybe we should put that video on the page.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that bag is just a metaphor or symbolic of just the
What's about to happen?
fistaroo that he wants to.
Fistaroo, is it you?
You know
Any
what?
more you want to add to this?
I'm just shocked. This 2-minute scene, like, we've watched this on repeat now about 10 times, and it's a 2-minute scene.
Mm.
And all I can remember from this scene is he says, I love you, and then he gets up, puts some stuff in a bag. How does that, like, take 2 minutes?
Well, it's all her kind of looking really sad and demure and just stroking his back for a while, isn't it?
Speaking of final pictures from 2 episodes back, I sent you Michael Bean final pictures, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
What, with his, like, bad hair
Fucking
dye and his
horrific.
receding hair.
It was when I put a post on Facebook saying I was excited about the fact that I don't know why I'm
Alien
excited
5.
about it. Alien 5's coming out and Michael Bean's going to be in it, and I was just like I wrote underneath it, I was like, please be good. And Ethan, in true Ethan fashion, who destroys anything I love or hold dear, he fucking puts up a final picture of fucking Bean, and it's so bad. And I was thinking, oh God, how are they going to make this work? Maybe they're going to do an eerie valley on his face.
Well, no, it was a message board thread to people talking about Alien 5, and I was just like, it can't actually be good. All, like, the good years of the people have gone, and how do you explain that Ripley's old, Michael Bean is old? If you scratch out the
It's
Alien...
like you were saying the other day, they're just dragging out these great movies that were made back in like the 80s.
In a sense, the way medicine can be argued now doesn't actually save lives, it just prolongs the death process, and it just
I
keeps...
say survival of the fittest.
Well, Hicks didn't survive in Alien 3, but if they are going to write those things out of the canon, because that's the new thing, isn't it? We've gone through the age of, like, prequels and stuff,
Yeah.
and then we had reboots, like the Friday the 13th, or they don't say remake anymore.
Killer reboots, man.
So we've had prequels, reboots, and reimaginings. That was another thing. When Planet of the Apes, the the Tim Burton version came out in 2001. They said it was a reimagining, which is like
The
this
reimagining.
arch new speak Orwellian way of saying remake. I think now, what was I talking about?
I don't know. You lost me.
Uh,
I left the building a few
what-
minutes
I
ago.
think, no, what we're trying to do, they're trying to do sequels so far after the fact. They're trying to recapture some like magic. I think a new generation of filmmakers have come along going, oh, I remember those
Do you
films.
reckon that's
it was
what
all
Genesis
my
is?
childhood. A little bit, but I think the Terminator's been doomed from the start. I think Alien has a little bit more respectability than the Terminator because I think all the Alien films, even though I hate Alien Resurrection, they still have their kind of merits in a way.
Yeah.
Whereas without James Cameron,
Oh, James.
in fact, you know what? You can even argue Aliens was the end of the Alien story, which I think for most people it is. The same way Terminator 2 is the end of the story because it was
Yeah.
perfectly rounded off and finished, which is James Cameron again.
What's your favourite, Alien or Aliens?
Aliens.
Yeah, same. I agree with you on that.
Everyone says Alien because it makes you look like you're a cinephile and I love cinema. And you're not like an intellect if you say Aliens because like, oh, no, it's different films. They're not. Aliens is far more scary.
No, I think you generally prefer like the second of movies anyway.
No, that's not true. I think only until
Oh, I'm
recently-
sorry. Please tell me my opinion, Ethan.
No, but in the sense, all right, in the sense that I think sequels back in the Disney in the like 70s and 80s when they tried to do sequels, they never quite got them right. A sequel would just be like an additional film if you could take it or leave it, and was rarely, if ever, as good as the original. Some shining examples, of course, are The Empire Strikes Back, and what is it, Godfather 2. I think they're the only ones from that era really that people remember. Go, oh, that was a good sequel. I think whereas now, I think they've perfected the sequel thing where they do a first film and the second film is usually better or more beloved than the first film because they have a formula, and then in the second one, a bit like video games, they just give you more of what you want and then perfect and streamline what that thing is.
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously it wouldn't be for all cases, but I don't know. I find that I kind of like the movies that come second are the best.
Like what?
Well, like Terminator, Aliens, Clerks 2.
No, I know, but I think
Just throwing in a random one there.
No, all right, Aliens. Then we'll add that to the third film on that list. I'm sure there's more, and if you have any more, just write them on the wall of Facebook. The Facebook wall. I'll send it into an email. But I think Godfather 2. Some people like Superman 2 better than Superman 1. I don't, but I think if they'd used more of Richard Donner stuff and he was allowed to finish, it would have been amazing. But yeah, Empire Strikes Back, Godfather 2, and Aliens. But they're like.
What's your favourite Batman?
I don't know. You want to say The Dark Knight, but
Really? So would it be one of the new ones?
oh fuck yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. Because like even back then, no, the Batman films weren't really my kind of. I don't know. Maybe they just came around the wrong time. It's like I was more of a Star Wars Indiana Jones kid. Yeah, I think Batman didn't quite work. I think even I remember seeing it. It didn't quite work. There were loads of shots in it I didn't like. There's a shot where it's looking down at the start where they hear that family scream and you see the shadow of Batman. It's animated and you're like, that looks really obvious.
Is it animated?
Yeah, and he kills the Joker. Not that I knew anything about Batman at the time, that Batman doesn't actually kill, which we all know now. But like just the fact they killed him so you couldn't use him in a sequel. They used to kill off their villains. I don't know. Just this.
Jack Nicholson played an amazing Joker though.
Yeah, he was good. But sadly, like really old, and I think then he seemed like too old.
And Prince did some of the music for that movie.
Oh God, that is the worst. Bat Dance.
Oh yeah, that's not any good. But Party Man was amazing. Party Man was good.
Yeah. Scandalous, that's the one, isn't it?
Party Man was amazing.
Ding ding.
Oh God, it's the kiss again. I just saw the dodgy kiss again.
Yeah, they literally wrote Prince out a blank check and went, go nuts, just say Batman at some point on the
I
album.
won't hear a bad word against Prince.
Well,
There are no final pictures of Prince yet.
Well, there's final albums and Bat
There's
Dance.
final albums.
And Bat Dance is that album.
No, he did a tour last year with his band Third Eye Girl, and that was fucking awesome.
Do you think he did Bat Dance in that concert?
No.
He just did that shit with the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he did go a bit weird, didn't he?
What did he call himself in that
Artist
video?
formerly
Because he had
known
a
as-
name of the character when he was half Batman and half Joker. I think what was it called? Was it Domino or something like that?
Oh,
He gave himself
was it
some
Domino?
arty name
Je ne sais pas.
for that kind of like half and half duality character. Anyway, sequels now, Ellie. As I said, I think they've perfected the process where they can make a sequel that's better than the original. So I'm hoping Avatar. I'm pretty sure Avatar 2 will be better than Avatar 1.
You prefer Terminator 2, don't you, to Terminator 1?
Yeah, I think everyone does.
Yeah.
Because, well, I suppose James Cameron's the first person to kind of do that. They took a concept and then they streamline and polish it and make it and perfect it. My issue, I think, with a modern franchise, that people say the sequels are better, or at least one of them, which is the second one, which is X-Men 2. I think X-Men 1 is pretty shit. And even for the time, it was pretty crap. I think the way they put all the X-Men in, like, black, which is, like, a minor gripe. But, like, they clearly had no money to make this big-budget X-Men film. Evidenced in the fact the final climactic battle of X-Men with Wolverine and Mystique is in a fucking gift shop. I'm not even kidding. They have the climactic battle between Wolverine and Mystique is in a fucking gift shop. So when X-Men 2 came around, everyone's like, oh my God. But I think everyone bases their love for X-Men 2 on the fact there's that amazing scene with Nightcrawler in the White House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some more movie trivia there for you people. And
this is going to upset some listeners, but I actually think X-Men 3 is pretty good and not that bad.
Oh.
Yes, they don't follow the story from the comics from the Dark Phoenix saga, but the action's pretty good in it, and it's better than X-Men 1.
I haven't seen any of them, so I'm just going to have to trust your judgment on this one.
Well, most people say X-Men 2, then X-Men 1, then they say, I think, X-Men...
You just like to be different, don't you, Ethan?
No, I don't. I think... I don't know, it's like the thing with Chappie. When Chappie came out a few months ago, everyone said fucking Chappie was a piece of shit and we're calling it crappy.
Great.
Chappie was great.
Just terrible music.
And Mad Max, everyone's saying it's like the second coming, when it's just like, yeah, it's really good, but it's not like the greatest fucking action film of all time.
No, it's not. But it was really entertaining. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we will feel the same about Genesis.
I agree. Well, I think 21 or 22 minutes is good to call this episode.
Yeah.
We did a bit of film knowledge. We talked about some sequels. I like that.
More of that, before we started staying against Kyle saying the L word.
I think now we've done 3 pre-recorded episodes tonight. I think we should just leave you hanging and not watch the sex scene. Because as you can hear from our voices views, it is actually the middle of the night here in England. And I'm tired, and that's why you're getting this kind of a subdued, very talky, filmy.
I thought you were trying to sound sexy because we're leading up to a sex scene.
No, I think if you played our episodes back to back now, you'd hear this like entropy, this like
plus everyone's in bed,
this slow spinning breakdown of like the energy's going away.
How long have you been a spy, Harry?
How long have you been a spy, Harry? So yeah.
Hasta la vista.
Thank you for listening.
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm stupid in my head. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I have big square hair.